It's time for another non-serious guessing session on what games Sony will release on PSplus Essential and Extra subscriptions in April. Before we get started, I'll ask you to like the video and subscribe to the channel to know more about PlayStation and be the first to see the video with a selection of games that will be officially given away in PSplus Essential and Extra. Resident Evil 3, which I predicted in the last video, has indeed been added to the Extra subscription, which means that it's worth keeping an eye on the latest additions from Game Pass. It's true that this time I won't be able to please you with a big name brand. Of the games that are announced in Game Pass right now, the only game that I think can be given away in PSplus 2 is Turbo Golf Racing. Visually, it's very similar to Rocket League. Only instead of a goal, you have to hit balls into holes. It will feature challenges and PvP battles for up to 8 players on the course. Also in the last video I predicted a LEGO Brawls giveaway, but the bet didn't play out and we were given DC's LEGO villains. Nevertheless, I think LEGO Brawls will be given away sooner or later too, so I'll leave that game in the April prediction too. Now let's take a look at what we were given away last April. These were Meet Your Maker, Sackboy: A Big Adventure, and Tales of Iron. Looking at this list, the thought comes to mind that Sony hasn't given away any of their games in a while, and it seems to me that it's about time to correct this misunderstanding and give away, for example, Marvel's Spider-Man 2018. And why not? The game is already more than 5 years old, it was leaked on PC and now it's about time to let all those who never got around to buying it play it already. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any games that will be released on PSplus Essential Update Day, but I did find a game that will be released on PSplus Extra Update Day. This game is called Grounded. Yes, it used to be an Xbox exclusive, but in April it will be released on the PlayStation. On the one hand, releasing the game immediately in the subscription is not the most logical option. On the other hand, it is multiplayer, and if on Xbox is not in wide demand, then the distribution in Extreme will clearly attract a much larger audience, even if for much less money. Now let's see what games were released a year and a half ago, because these are the games that can get into the distribution according to the documents that were stolen by hackers. In fact, there are a lot of options, but I've settled on 4. I will start with No More Heroes 3, a game from Japanese game designer Goichi Suda with rather strange graphics, smutty humor, and the need to earn in-game currency to access story missions. Incidentally, this game was added to Game Pass in March, so the chances of it being added to PSplus are doubled. The second game is Fueled Up, where as repairmen, players will have to save spaceships from destruction. You'll be faced with tasks such as refueling, fixing machinery, putting out fires, and shooting evil monsters that want to destroy the ship. Players' actions must be coordinated and tasks distributed, otherwise they will face failure. The third game is the horror Amnesia, Rebirth, which takes place in 1937. In the story, a French archaeologist goes on an expedition to colonial Africa, but the plane crashes in the desert in Algeria. The protagonist wakes up in the cabin and discovers that all her companions are missing, so she has nothing to do but to get on their trail and go on a dangerous search. And the most delicious game is Resident Evil Village. 18 months ago, the story supplement was released for it, and that's the end of the Winters family arc. And with Capcom shoving their games into all subscriptions lately, giving away Village is pretty logical. The game really turned out to be good. It certainly went more into action, but it didn't get worse from that. And to know what games will be officially added to Essential in April, as well as games that will be added to and will leave the extra catalog, please like the video, click the bell and turn on all notifications so you don't miss my new videos.